What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning back into Talk Show 22 with Nate Buss. This is Take⁷. Got another dope guest on here, so I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, man. My name's Harp Graywall. A lot of people know me as just 3C training. Yeah, man. Do skill development.
Cool.
Do coaching too as well, and just teach the game, but also teach life lessons through leadership and wellness. And I feel like is bigger than basketball.
Cool. Yeah,
man. That's just a small little snippet, I guess.
So did you play? You hooped growing up, obviously?
Yeah, I played college, and
where'd you play at?
I played out in Seattle at a junior college, and then I played just at a school in Canada.
Nice.
So yeah, so I spent a little time playing for like 3-4 years. Then injuries kept me back, kind of thing. Everybody's journey is different, and your path is your path, and you're led a certain direction because the universe works like that. I feel, you know what I mean?
Facts. So obviously, you're into like the skills training and stuff. How'd you kind of get your foot into the door? I see you on Instagram. I've been following you for a while. You're with some big time people there in the summer. So kind of talk about how you got your foot in the door.
Yeah, man. I just started training. One of my players, the first players I ever trained was one of my roommates in junior college, who ended up playing pro overseas. So when he was back in town, he hit me up and just said, "Yo, you want to put me through a workout?" At this point, I wasn't really training people, and I put him through a workout, and he told me like, "Man, I should do this. Like, I should do this for a living, or try to."
Right.
And then, to be honest, since then, it sparked something in me. And then during that time, I was going through a spiritual kind of journey and reading a lot. So that's how I got into training, really, to my homie kind of. But then as I got more into training, I realized, obviously, through my spiritual journey, is you have to be willing to give up your ego and learn and grow from and learn from others.
That's lit.
I think that's the biggest thing, man, with anything in life. I think when you look at anybody, man, the greats, they all had to learn from somebody. And I think I'm still on that. I'm going to be on that path forever, that learning and letting go of my ego kind of thing. Yeah, man.
So you said, you do some training. You live in Canada right now, right? So kind of talk about like your schedule out there, obviously not with all this going on, if, when things were regular, kind of talk about, your daily schedule.
Yeah, man, I would usually, like my training schedule, just in general.
Yeah. Training schedule, just like what you do in a day.
Yeah, man. So I would basically just I have my certain clients. Is different during the off season than in season. In season, I'm actually coaching at a university. So, but during the off season, my schedule is basically working with. I don't have a big group of clients, but with my players that I have, I spend a lot of time, and we break. We work out. We try to work out 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And every player is different. I like doing my privates more than group, just so we can break down what they need for the next season. And so it's kind of specialized and focused instead of just group workouts.
And then obviously we talked kind of off camera that you went to you go out to LA for a couple months in the summer. Kind of talk about that whole experience out there. Obviously you've been in a couple workouts, or many, with like Trae Young and some of those guys. Kind of talk about that whole experience.
I think I've been thankful, man, and blessed to be out there with some great minds, and for anybody that's starting off, I think the biggest thing is just to learn, like I said in the beginning, like no ego, and the experience there, man, is unlike anything else, because in the off season, that's the hub of basketball. You're looking at New York City, Miami, and LA probably.
Yeah.
Just being around that culture, and to be honest, just being around it, you soak in so much information, so much knowledge, that can't be obtained in a small city. If you're living in a city like I don't know, anywhere, like a small city somewhere, you're not going to get the same kind of resource. Right. You know what I mean?
You're not exposed to, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and people think you can even go in a gym. You might not even be helping out a trainer or a player, but even if you just sit in a gym, like the Mamba Sports Academy, you go there and just sit there, man. How much valuable knowledge you can get, how like pros train, you know, what kind of work they put in. They go hard every rep, these small things. You can take a notebook, I swear, from April to May, and you'll come out 10 times better than most people in your city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's kind of what you did?
My experience, no, my experience was kind of, I was helping out Alex a lot. Alex was out.
Yep.
And man, how much I learned in 2 years is ridiculous, you know?
And what are some things you learned from him? I'm curious.
Being able to break things down and very meticulously, he knows the game, you know, and it's not it's the small details, you know, and that's what separates him from a lot of others, you know, and also obviously way more, you know, like his attention to detail, his preparation for players is ridiculous. And you can take a lot, and there's a lot of trainers that do it, but there's only a few that have that kind of eye for the game.
Right. So I've seen you, you know, with some high-level players, some pros, college guys. Who are some of those guys that, you know, you contributed to their workouts at the Mamba Sports Academy?
Yeah, they're all Alex's clients, and some of those guys included just like, you know, you got obviously the first year was like Trey Young, and you had who else? There's a lot of guys. Kevin Porter Jr. was last year.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even think. I'm going
I saw the guy,
but there's a lot of,
the dude from Syracuse, Tyus Battle. Saw you with him.
Oh yeah, Tyus Battle was one of Alex's guys. Yeah, I'm going brain dead, so you might remember
you good.
better than me, right?
You good.
But Bobby Portis is Alex's guy.
The dude from Oregon, Chris Boucher.
Chris Boucher. But that was just a small stint. But like, for Alex, he has a lot of guys. You kind of lose count sometimes. For me, obviously. But there's a lot of, to be honest, just being around there is crazy. You see a lot of guys come through that gym, and you know, being able to assess it is kind of cool, man.
What is your role in that workout? I'm just kind of curious because I've been following you, and I see, you know, you'll post it or repost it. Or you just, you know, obviously you're rebounding, but you know, kind of being a body too.
Yeah. When you intern for like same thing, kind of with Drew and stuff like that, is you're just an extra body, man. You're rebounding, setting screens, but at the same time, just watching that every day, you learn so much. It's a 100%. Sacrifice in a sense, but you know, I'm thankful, man. I'm even allowed in that facility, like with him and Alex, and being able to learn like that. Yeah, it was a great experience. That's my role, though, man. Just rebounding, doing whatever I can. To be honest, just extra body, just doing whatever, man. Playing defense, whatever it is.
That's big time, yeah. So
I have my own.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Go ahead.
So, you know, you're
go ahead. Next question.
But you're in the coaching world too a little bit. What do you like better? Do you like training guys or coaching? I know it's kind of the same thing, but obviously it's a different point of view. Kind of talk about that.
You know, I started coaching 2 years ago out here in Canada. You know, they go hand in hand. You know, I think they go hand in hand, like you just said. Player development for me is kind of cool because I can work with players on different teams. And the relationships I build with them are, I think, a little stronger, you know, in a sense.
For sure.
But I love the player development. I love seeing the results. You know, on the coaching end, I was doing a little bit more different things. But I have like my guys I have that I'm with full time. You know, it's nothing like player development to me, man. Building relationships and on and off the court and being with them, and it's kind of like a family, you know.
Yeah. So now I kind of want to talk about, obviously your handle is 3 Seed Training. How did that start, and what does that kind of mean?
So when I first started my brand, for me, it's always been, like I said, like I went on a spiritual journey, and it's
Mhm.
always been kind of bigger than basketball with me, man. And for me, I feel like you have to, the 3 C's, that they stand for basketball, leadership, and wellness, right? So
That's
those three
sick.
C's, I feel like those are like the foundation of life. Not even basketball, but
Mhm.
you need wellness, right? You need leadership,
Right.
and then you need basketball, right? Those three go hand in hand with basketball and life.
I
So
agree.
for me, man, yeah, so for me, there's no, and it's so cool that I get to put all three of those in my workouts too. You know, I do
Mhm.
meditation with all my guys and stuff
Some
like that. So
mindfulness
it's
stuff.
cool, man. We do a lot of mindfulness and like leadership would be doing stuff for the kids.
How
Holding
how,
camp. Like I
how do
have
you
my
kind of
college guys. What up?
how do you teach that stuff? Like, kind of talk about that process. I'm curious because I know a couple guys, that are bring that all into their workouts too.
hmm with mindfulness, it's a practice of just breathing and being in the moment.
Mhm.
It has to be done. You can do it through meditation or just breathing exercises.
Mhm. For
At
sure.
the end, at the end of workouts or in the beginning of workouts, kind of thing. Come focusing in the moment. I think with that is that in games when you get upset and frustrated, it's being able to control those emotions in the moment. I
Yeah.
think the best players in the world had that ability. If they miss a shot, they're not screaming out loud. They'll
Yeah.
be able to come back to the next play. You
That's a
know,
really good point. Yeah.
and I've read a lot of books on mindfulness. And it doesn't say it directly, but I read a lot of Coach K books, and they all talk about the next play. They talk about obviously
Mhm.
Phil Jackson with 11 rings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Huge
That's
role, man, at basketball.
that's lit. That's lit. What are your kind of goals? So back to the brand a little bit. What's the direction that's going in? What are some long-term goals or some short-term goals for 3 Seed?
Man, I think for me personally, my goal is obviously to bring results to my players, and I feel like my long-term goal at the end of the day is just, I'm living what I want to do,
Yes, sir.
and I feel like I have goals and stuff, and if I obtain them, I'll be blessed too. And those goals are just to keep growing as a trainer, right? And and just keep getting better every day. But I'm living what I want to do, so I'm blessed and thankful, man. I can't take this for granted, you know what I mean? But obviously, I have
That's
that hunger to keep growing and getting better. But
yeah.
I'm at a place in my life where I'm at peace, and I'm happy with what I'm doing.
That's lit.
Yeah, bro.
Thanks. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you for taking time to come on, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Yes, sir.